Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things narcissism, and this video is to explore more signs that you might be dealing with a narcissistic person, how to spot a narcissistic person. Now, when dealing with narcissistic people who tend to lack the empathy and are arrogant enough to believe they're entitled to have everything their own way, this isn't always wise to directly go out and do this on purpose, as it can cause a narcissistic injury leading to narcissistic rage and can place you in danger. However, when you're meeting new people, or when you are with somebody and you're coming out of the brainwashing and the fog that they put you under, and you're starting to recognise what's happening, you can then look back on events and think, oh yes, I remember when that happened, and yes, that's how they reacted. They are toxic, they are narcissistic. Or when you're meeting new people, you can recognise the persistence within them, or whether they're willing to communicate with you. So one of the first ways to spot a narcissistic person is saying no to them. Narcissists don't like boundaries. They feel entitled to have everything their own way. So when you say no to a narcissistic person, they become very offended by this, and they seek to play many manipulative mind games in order to get you to change your mind to serve them. Now, some in the beginning, when you first meet them, they might drop it. However, they will bring it back up. They will keep chipping away until they get what they wanted. Some narcissistic people might pity play with you. They might play the victim. They might play nice and suddenly start doing everything for you. Or they might try to use the things they've done against you, done for you against you, which shows they only did those things to use them against you, by claiming, after all I've done for you. Now, yes, we can all do an awful lot for somebody and ask them for something relatively simple. We do need to respect their boundaries, and they turn around and say no, and we can think, after all I've done it, you won't do this one simple thing. However, most people will then leave it, drop it, recognise, oh, well, they don't want to, don't quite get why, but that's on you. Narcissistic people just keep coming after you until you change your no into yes to serve them. Or they place a boundary up, and you have to respect their boundary. However, they will ask you to do something, you will say no, and they'll say, well, don't expect me to do that for you then. And it's literally like dealing with a toddler in an adult's body. Or they will purposefully do something wrong so that you go and just try and have that communication to make life easier for each other, so you don't get that build-up of resentment and frustration, and they're going to take offence because they don't like criticism, and they will turn around and just say, oh, I don't know why I bother. Nothing's ever good enough for you, is it? Because they failed to communicate. And that's another sign that you are dealing with a narcissistic person. It's another way to spot a narcissistic person. How do they take criticism? Be it criticism in a format where you're trying to communicate, to get to know each other better, to work together for each other's benefit, whether it's to try and show them a method where they could potentially do better for themselves, or whether it's pointing out one of their mistakes. Narcissistic people don't take kindly to criticism. They don't take kindly to constructive feedback. They're not interested. They perceive themselves to be perfect. It's hurt their ego. It's hurt the illusion they're trying to sell you, and it causes that narcissistic injury. Now, not everybody most people aren't keen on criticism. However, most people then don't go and turn around and attack the other person, try to pull the other person down, or hold that vendetta and try to get one over on the other person. Narcissistic people do, and that's another sign. Yes, we can all go through a stage when somebody has lied to us, deceived us, hurt us in some way, of wanting to seek revenge. It's naturally going to cause feelings of anger and frustration. However, you don't even have to do anything to a narcissistic person other than just stop playing their games, and they're going to take offense to this and seek to punish you because they don't recognize the lead up or the part that they played. They believe that everything is your fault. So when it comes to dealing with somebody who holds a lot of grudges against others and is seeking to get people back in different ways, or feels happy when they get people, you need to be careful around that person. Yes, we can all stand there and see somebody's lies unraveling, and we can all find the humorous side. Most people still kind of end up feeling bad for them, and that's an individual thing. Sometimes when someone's lies are unraveling, sometimes it's just nice after all they've put you through just to think, finally, justice. So when it comes to narcissistic people, they don't take kindly to constructive feedback, constructive criticism, communication, sharing good news. People who care about you, people who are interested, people who want what's best for you, people who are genuine. When you share good news, they're pleased for you, they're supportive, they're happy that you're doing well, and they want to see you do well. When you share good news with a narcissistic person, they find the one little thing they can nitpick at to take it down, to ruin it for you, to claim that you didn't actually put any work in. You just got lucky, because they're not willing to see the work that you put in. Or they will find a way to take the credit. Well, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been able to do that. Sharing your good news with a narcissistic person is never going to go down very well, because they are incredibly envious people. So they are going to seek a way to ruin it for you. So if you're trying to celebrate good news, they're going to ruin that special occasion, because it's not about them. Whenever you try to better yourself, they don't want to see you doing better. They want to feel superior. So they want to pull you down. They want to take you down so that they can feel better about who they are as a person. They want to provoke those reactions out of you so that they can sit there and think, nah, they can act like that too. See, it's not me. I'm not all that bad. It's them. It's all their fault. So you try to work on your life. You try to work on you. You try to improve yourself. You try to go somewhere, and they are going to suffer that narcissistic injury, and they're going to become more manipulative towards you in order to stop you from achieving something. There are quite a few ways you can spot a narcissistic person. However, the main ones are, how do they respond to no? How do they respond to constructive criticism? How do they respond to feedback? How do they respond to your good news? And how do they respond when you're wanting to do something, when you're wanting to achieve something? Are they supportive of you, or do they try to hinder you? Do they try to sabotage you? Any signs you noticed that makes it easier to spot a narcissistic person, please do add those into the comments. And remember to be careful, because these things will cause a narcissistic injury, and they will seek to find a way to punish you. So be careful. Sometimes these are things where it's better to look back on hindsight and think, yeah, they're toxic. They're not the kind of person I want in my life, especially if you're still trauma bonded and they're coming back with the Hoover and you want to give them one last chance. You can start, and it's normal to do that, you can start to sort of pinpoint areas that, no, that's how they treated me and it's wrong. I need to break free so I can find somebody who does not treat me like that, because the longer I stay with them, the more they're going to pull me down. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers, and your continued support with the channel is greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people. If you cannot, go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.